Now we will see holder and holder in due course in as per the Negotiable Instrument Act. Section 8 of the Act defines holder. Holder is a person entitled in his own name to the possession thereof and to receive and recover the amount due therein from the parties thereto. Where not bill of exchange is lost or destroyed, the holder is the person entitled at the time of such loss or destruction. The section says holder means a person who has the right to receive the money, who is in possession of the instrument. Two conditions: who is in possession of the goods, possession of the instruments. Holder means any person entitled in his own name to the possession thereof and the receive and recover the amount therein. So he has a right to possess the instrument, he has a right to receive the amount from the person named therein. For example, you are having a check drawn by your friend, you are the holder. Because the check is drawn in your favor, you have the right to receive the amount from the bank. This is the first one. The possession is there, you have the right to receive the amount, you are the holder. One more condition is there. It is not a condition, it is a right. Where the note bill of exchange is lost or destroyed, the holder is the person so entitled at the time of such loss or destruction. Holder is the person who is in possession of the instrument. But the instrument is lost in fire or it is misplaced. Then who is the holder? The person who held the instrument, the last person who was having the instrument is the holder. So two conditions: one is the possession, second is the right to receive in his own name. For example, in one case, Suraj Bali versus Ramchandra, the real promissory holder disappeared. They could not trace him. The legal has went for getting money under the note. It was held they are not eligible because who is the holder? Holder is the person in whose name he has a right to receive the money. Now that person is there, according to the law, only after 7 years, the person, there is a legal death if a person is not traceable till such time. So that people had no right to receive the money because they are not the holder. Holder is a person who has the right to receive the money in his own name. These people have no right to receive in their own name because the instrument is in their father's name, who cannot be traced. The period of 7 years is not over. Next we will see holder in due course. Section 9 defines holder in due course. It says holder in due course means any person who for consideration, main thing is consideration, who for consideration become the possessor of the promissory note, bill of exchange or check if payable to bearer, or endorsee if payable to the order, before the instrument becomes payable and without having sufficient cause to believe that any defect existed in the title of the person. Now we will see in detail. Bill of exchange, the holder in due course means any person who for consideration, he should have obtained the instrument for consideration. He should have paid money or he should have given some goods for consideration. First. Second, becomes the possessor of the promissory note, bill of exchange or check if payable to the bearer. Because he is a possessor, because bearer instrument can be transferred by delivery, he becomes a possessor. Or endorsee if it is a order instrument. before the amount mentioned therein is due for payment, he should have received the instrument before maturity. For example, a bill of exchange is due for payment after 90 days. The bill of exchange is returned after 90 days, paid to Mr. Ramachandran this amount. In that case, the holder in due course should have received the instrument by endorsement or by possession before the 90 days. For example, there is a check. The holder in due course should have received the check before 3 months, because a check is valid only for 3 months. Before the validity, he should have received it. Another important condition is, without having sufficient cause to believe that any defect existed in the title of the person from whom he derived the title. The person giving the transferor, he should not have the doubt regarding the title of the other person. There should not be any circumstances to show that this person is not the owner. For example, a check is written in favor of a lady name. For example, name is Ramalakshmi. Check is in the name of a Ramalakshmi. The person giving the transfer, he is coming Ramalakshmanan, another person. He is coming and giving the check. Then there is a reasonable ground for believing that he is not the person. For example, without having sufficient cause to believe any defect, the person now should have the cause. What is there? The check is written in the name of a lady name, but the person transferor is a person named by Ramalakshmanan, but the check is in the name of Ramalakshmi. He should not have accepted. But if he has accepted, he has paid consideration, accepted the check, taken possession, then he is not the holder in due course. He is the holder. If otherwise other people's right is correct, then it is okay. Otherwise he is not the person. If there is any fraud, he will not get the better title. Under Negotiable Instrument Act, the transferee gets a better title if he has done these conditions: for consideration and without any sufficient cause to believe the other person's defective title. In this case, there is a reason to believe that the person's title is defective. He should not accept it. Then he is not a holder in due course. So holder in due course, main conditions: he is the person who received the instrument for consideration, he is the possessor, received the bearer instrument, or he is the endorser in the case of order instrument. He has received the instrument before the due date. He has received the instrument under circumstances without having sufficient cause to believe the other person's title is defective. These are the essential things. Under English law, the holder in due course conditions say good faith and without negligence. He should have received the instrument in good faith. He should have accepted that without negligence. Negligence is a somewhat complicated thing than our Indian law wordings, because they expect a person of another expect to do something with another person of same trade, same person. How he would have acted, this person should have acted like that. That is comparing with some other person. Some other person, what he would have done, normal, ordinary, reasonable person, what he would have done, the same thing should have been done by this person. If there is a mistake, some suspicion, he should make inquiry about that. Then only, if he is satisfied, only he should accept it. This is English law. But Indian law, it is not like that. They say simply that under circumstances, that is without having sufficient cause to believe that the person's title is defective. This is Indian law is simple. It is not comparing with some other person. He should not have noticed the defective title. He should not have the reason to believe that the person's title is not correct. Now we will see some privileges are given for the holder in due course. First privilege is section 118 gives the presumptions. Presumptions means once the check is given, it is presumed that he has taken the check for consideration. It is other person's right to, other person's duty to prove that this person has not taken it. Once you are the holder in due course, it presumes that you have taken it for consideration. The opposite party has to prove that he has not taken it for consideration. It is the duty is on the other person to prove. Next is regarding incomplete instruments. If it is an incomplete instrument, the holder in due course can fill up it. That is, if a stamp is affixed, they can fill up any amount provided the amount is within the limit permitted by the stamp. If the date is not there, he can fill up. The holder in due course can do that, but this rule will not apply to the check. Third is, if it is a fictitious payment, then also the holder in due course will get a right. For example, a check is written to pay cash or order. On the reverse, some other person is endorsing it. Cash is a fictitious person. Still, the person who receives the instrument in the condition and satisfies the condition given in the section 9, then he is a holder in due course. Then prior defects will not affect the holder in due course rights. For example, in the case Federal Bank Limited versus PSP Panikkar Simon cause, his previous title was defective. The employer gave the check in the name of the employee to draw cash for salary payment. He has encashed it. He went to the bank, put the check in his own account. Bank has paid the money. He became the holder in due course, that bank, because they paid the money. They, without knowing the defective title of the other person, bank is a holder in due course. And the defective title of the person, of the employee, because of fraud, the title of the holder in due course is not affected. We will see some other topic in the next time.